Welcome to the 22nd episode of the Tertius Times podcast. Today is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. I'm your host, Brian Wright, and today in the news segment, we will look at violence erupting in Central and East Africa. We will also continue to hear from Ssebaggala Moses, Director of Shared Love Uganda. The theme for this week will be on Central and East Africa, corresponding to this week's interview. The links to the stories in Shared Love Uganda are in the description. As I have been announcing for the past few days, there's a free USER, United States Commission on International Religious Freedom event tomorrow entitled Strategies for Religious Freedom in Fragile States, and will take place online at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Details will be provided at the end of the podcast. An affiliate of ISIS called the Allied Democratic Forces, or ADF, whose, quote, primary aim is to create an Islamic caliphate in Central Africa, unquote, and operate in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, is, quote, suspected to be behind the murder of 6 people, unquote, today in the Beni territory, North Kivu province, which is a mere 30 miles or nearly 50 kilometers from the Uganda border. The article, 6 People Killed by Jihadists in the DRC, from International Christian Concern, September 19, 2021, points out that, according to Human Rights Watch, over 700 civilians have been killed by armed groups or security forces since May 6. Although a majority Christian nation, the DRC is at number 40 of 50 on Open Doors World Watch list, primarily due to expansionist Islamic extremist groups. Pray for all the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, that they may all live in harmony. Pray for those in the terrorist groups that they would lay down their hate and their arms and seek peace with their neighbors. Pray for the Christians in the Congo, who make up the majority of its citizens, that they will bless those who curse them and that they will be protected by the grace and love of God. Quote, one of the largest and most active, unquote, terrorist groups in the world, Al-Shabaab, an Al-Qaeda affiliated group, has claimed responsibility for a suicide bombing that resulted in the death of at least 11 people in Mogadishu, Somalia. According to Al-Shabaab's suicide bomb, it kills 11 in Somalia. Again, from International Christian Concern, September 20th, 2021. An international coalition, mainly among African Union countries, has been struggling to maintain security threats posed by Al-Shabaab, controls the southern and south central regions of the country. As the article states, quote, Al-Shabaab expansion has made Somalia a region of terror for Christians, a closed country where Islamic extremists circulate freely and the church operates in secret, unquote. Christians make up less than 1% of the country and face, quote, death or other forms of extreme violence or torture, unquote. Although not included in the report, I understand the northern strip of the country called Somaliland is relatively peaceful and secure. Pray for all those who live in Somalia, that they would also be granted a country at peace with itself, where the people can flourish and live their lives without fear. Pray for those in Al-Shabaab, that God would take their hearts of stone and replace them with hearts of flesh, beating in time with his will. Pray for those serving as security, that they would be protected and that all the fighting would cease. Pray especially for the tiny minority of Christians in the country, that they too would be protected as well as strengthened. As I have been announcing, this is a reminder that if you are interested and can make it, this hearing on religious freedom is scheduled for tomorrow morning, and you can join in the free online event by registering through the link in the description. And now let's listen to the second segment of my interview with Ssebaggala Moses, Director, Shared Love Uganda. In this segment, he tells us about what is going on in some of the neighboring countries and the assistance Shared Love Uganda is providing for refugees. Welcome back to our interview with Ssebaggala Moses, Director of Shared Love Uganda. You can see from this map here from Open Doors, this is the 2021 50 countries where Christian persecution is somewhat problematic. The red countries are in the top 10, so it's most difficult there. Christians are under a lot of persecution. But you can see here, Uganda is surrounded by a few of these orange countries, meaning that there are areas within those countries where Christians to suffer persecution or oppression. So I'd like to ask you your opinion of some of these areas. We talked a little bit before I started the recording, and you were telling me about Kenya.
Yes. Okay, thank you again. About the countries which are closer that you have highlighted, like Kenya, Ethiopia, and also Democratic Republic of Congo, and even maybe Sudan. I know that in Uganda, we have so many refugees from Ethiopia and also from Sudan, but just because of the wars that have been happening there, and also that there are so many Muslims up north in the Ethiopia and also Sudan. So the people that we have here, they are from different denominations who are being persecuted, not just because of Christ as per se, it's just because they have some wars within themselves. But with Kenya, we have a lot of mission work that goes in there. And actually, we've never had any problem with the faith, but I cannot deny maybe they did a research, but Kenya is one of the places, and even Tanzania, though there are so many, yes, around there are so many Christians who are there, but those are some of the places that we go freely and you preach the gospel without any interference. But I'm just learning that about Kenya, but definitely in Ethiopia and also in Sudan, it has some challenges to go there with the gospel, especially Sudan, because it's predominantly have Muslims in their area. So, but we have so many refugees from that area and also from Sudan. But why people come from Kenya to Uganda? This is what I hear, that maybe there is business that they can do in Uganda, and also because some of them, they want to bring their children to study in Uganda. Why? Because you have what is called ordinary level and the advanced level, that is high school. That's why sometimes they bring their children to study from Uganda, but not necessarily that about Christianity. But other countries, yes, I'm sure that happens there, the persecutions.
Okay. So in terms of refugees, you don't get many, if at all, from Kenya.
No, we don't. People who comes from Kenya, they come mainly maybe for business, among others.
Right.
But most of the refugees that we have, Ethiopia and also Sudan.
Well, and you can see here, as I hover over Kenya, it says 49, and this is out of 50. So they just barely made the list. So maybe it's certainly, I would assume it's not nearly as bad as Ethiopia or Sudan, which is 13, almost in the top 10.
There's no way, there's no way how they could come closer, because Kenya, maybe because there's so many denominations in Kenya, or so many, even false denominations among others, they happen in Kenya. Probably that might be the best. Or if something has started maybe a year ago, but as far as I understand, Kenya, there's freedom in worship.
Very good. Very good. So what about Democratic Republic of Congo? Do you have refugees that come from there?
Yes, because they've been having wars in their country and for overstaying in power, as you know. So sometimes they've been coming to Uganda, because Congo is a very, very big country with with lots and lots of needs. And so that's why people, they come also to do business in Uganda. That's what I hear, that they can do business well in Uganda than in Congo. That's what I hear. That's why I see them coming. And also there are refugees who are from that area, most especially at the border of Uganda and Congo.
So thank you again, Moses. And next time we'll talk about something very timely, the COVID pandemic. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Save North Korean Refugees Day is this Friday, September 24th. For more information, follow the link in the description. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found the information and interview presented here useful, and that it encouraged you to pray for these people in areas of concern, and perhaps even inspired you to take positive steps of involvement to alleviate the suffering of so many around the globe. May God's peace, which passes all understanding, guard the hearts and minds of all those who follow Christ and flow outward to bring peace to all the world.